In some parts of Egypt's barren desert, we used to sit at night after a long, exhausting day of digging the soil and collecting samples. Some of our specialists would spend the night examining the samples, while others would fall asleep, worn out from the day's toil. The rest, those who still had some energy left in their heroic bodies, would gather near the campfires lit by the guards, who kindled them both for warmth and for light. Others would prepare dinner in huge pots large enough to fill the bellies of all gathered there. The head guard ordered some of his men, who were preparing the food, to bring dinner so we could enjoy it in that pleasant atmosphere. They obeyed, but less than 2 minutes later, one of them came running toward us, eyes wide with terror, gasping for breath and speaking so fast that his words came out mixed with his panting. It sounded like he was speaking Nubian or some ancient tongue. We tried to calm him down until he caught his breath and said, "The pot of food, it's gone." Some of us laughed, thinking he was joking, but he swore oaths that the pot had truly disappeared. The head guard scolded him harshly, saying, "How can a cooking pot disappear? Surely one of the men hid it to play a prank on you, and on us." The guard began trembling as he looked around and said, "No, sir, it's the spirits." The captain's blood boiled. "You fool," he shouted. "What spirits? Don't tell me you believe in such nonsense. Go back to the kitchen area and find it, and if you don't bring it back, even if it's empty, I'll report you and have you locked in solitary confinement." Some of his comrades begged the captain not to punish him, insisting that their friend might be telling the truth. They confessed that the Bedouin had warned them at the beginning of the project that this valley was haunted by Jinn who had lived there for thousands of years. The Bedouin had urged them not to work in the area, but they had been too afraid to tell the captain. The captain scoffed. "You expect me to believe that Jinn steal cooking pots?" One of my colleagues, who was well read on such matters, said quietly, "Yes, sir. I've read that they can move physical objects." The captain glared at him for a few seconds, then ordered everyone to return to their posts and forbade anyone from mentioning the matter again. We all dispersed to our sleeping quarters, the mood heavy and silent, mourning the lively evening and the dinner that had vanished into thin air. That night, when I reached my tent, I prepared to sleep and turned on the radio to listen to the Quran station. The signal was filled with static, so loud it became annoying. I assumed it was due to weak reception since we were far from civilization. Each time I started to drift off, I heard knocking on the walls and the door. When I could bear it no longer, I stormed to the door and opened it, just as the head guard across from me opened his own. I saw him shouting angrily, calling for his men. When they gathered, he yelled, "Who among you is playing tricks on me?" knocking on my door and calling my name in a woman's voice. The soldiers looked at each other in fear. One dropped to his knees and said, "By God, sir, we've all been suffering from the same thing for days. Each of us hears someone calling our name, sometimes in a woman's voice, sometimes like a beast's, sometimes hoarse and whispering. When we try to listen to the Quran station, the noise becomes unbearable, but if we switch to songs or music, everything goes quiet. We were afraid to tell you, lest you think we were mad, or punish us. But now, perhaps you believe us." The captain stared into the dark desert, silent for minutes, his face stiff and pale as if waiting for something, or someone, to appear. Then, with a firm voice, he said, "Everyone go to your quarters. Do not leave them until morning." He turned to us, the research team, and ordered us to finish our work as soon as possible. We agreed, assuring him that we were nearly done.